Good fucking morning. Day 2, and I'm loving it. So, had a great day yesterday. Everything went incredible, and it feels good to be back on a schedule, back on a program, and, you know, back to doing whatever it takes to get shredded, right? So I got my all day you may here waiting for me for when I wake up. You know, get those BCAAs in my system and keep them in my system 24/7. Oh my God, this is so good. Oh, you just put this here, huh? Was it in the freezer?
Yeah, I put it in the freezer when I got up a little bit ago.
Cold. It is so good. Oh my God. So, this is where it goes when I sleep. I wake up in the morning, first thing, get those BCAAs in my system. I get in the middle of the night to go to the restroom, you know, to get a drink, whatever it is. BCAAs, whew, you know. And there's a lot of other good shit in this product. I don't want to sit here and tell you guys all about it, but if you don't know about it, check it out. A lot of good shit. So keeping that in your system 24/7 is ideal. Got those BCAAs. All right, now let's get that fucking IGF in my system, right? That's what I'm talking about. All right, the syringe is already preloaded. Arimidex. God damn it. Oh, wait a minute. Arimidex, yeah, 1 a day, right? And then I'm gonna go, no, I was doing 1 every other day. Yes, sorry, 1 every other day, Rich. Don't get carried away. That's my problem. Is I write out a little cycle and it's like here, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, let's add this, oh, let's take more of this, and next thing you know, it's growing as we speak. So no more of that. Liver and organ. Very important. 3 of those bad boys. Ah. Holy shit, I almost finished 2 scoops. Okay, it is shot time, god damn it. So, prescription. Prescribed to me, so I am legal. So this is prescribed by the same doctor that prescribes me IGF-1, and it's made from a compound pharmacy. I believe it's in Houston, I want to say. And what it is it's 70 milligrams of cypionate, 70 milligrams of enanthate, and 60 milligrams of DECA. So it's 200 milligrams of CC, and we have 2 different kinds of tests, which are basically the same. And DECA. So that's what I'm currently taking. So right now, you know, I'm starting at a low dose so that I can slowly, continually add and continue to get results. You know, you don't start off taking a huge amount, then you have nowhere to go, and you're going to plateau. So starting off with a low dosage, slowly pyramid up every couple weeks, and you know, at the end of the 12 weeks, should be getting some pretty good results. The goal is to be shredded and bigger at the end of 3 months. So I think that's everyone's goal, right? So what are your goals? Oh, I want to be leaner and bigger. Yeah, that's what everyone wants. Good luck with that. It's not as easy as it sounds. All right, let's go take this fucking pitiful little 1 cc. I almost feel like this is a waste to even poke my ass with. 1 little fucking cc. So, but this is probably the first time in a while I've taken a 1 cc shot. Let's do it! And then my other secret weapon is I have Chanel massage it with the massager for a few minutes. And that does wonders. What do you say, babe?
Yep.
Alright, so now Chanel massages that area, and that just helps further you know, break up and disperse that oil. And I do have a lot of scar tissue from the years and years of injecting in that area, so it is very important. Can you turn that? Is that at full blast? There it is. Push a little bit harder. There we go. Now we're doing something.
Sorry, I've never had to film and freaking massage your butt at the same time.
So this, if anyone out there has problems with their shots knotting up and being painful and so forth, if you have good stuff, this will 100% get rid of those problems. You just have to take a little time after every shot, and this will disperse the oil and you will no longer have any problems. I swear. Now, if you have bad stuff that maybe, you know, they're using different kind of oil or too much benzoyl alcohol, whatever it may be, then this won't help. You need to find a new connection. All right, so let's talk about the injections. So there was a time when I, you know, would take shots everywhere. You know, rear delt, side delt, chest. I never really did chest actually. Biceps, triceps. On the tricep, mostly the long head. Calves, quad, lats. Let me see, and glutes, of course. Now, what happens, as everyone out there knows, that if I was just going to take one shot, let's say, and I was going to shoot it in my side delt, there's a very good chance that where I shoot myself is going to become somewhat inflamed, and you know, it's going to get a little swollen, and it's going to be more swollen than my other shoulder. So visually, that's like, what the fuck's going on with this person's shoulders? You know, one seems a little bigger than the other and has, you know, more of a swelling look to it. So I pretty much, as everyone knows, I wear tank tops every single fucking day. A year can go by before I have a t-shirt on. So I don't ever have these problems because I don't shoot in all my muscles anymore. I only shoot in the glutes. So I don't have that issue. But back when I did shoot that way, when I was taking a lot more stuff and had to do a lot more shots, I would always, whatever it was I was taking, I would split it between those two muscles. So if I was going to shoot in my delt, whatever it was, I'd split it in half, and I'd do, you know, one shot in my right and one shot in my left. So therefore, if I did have swelling, they would be equally swelled. And also when you train, you know, after a shot, it can be sometimes a little bit achy. So I believe it can somewhat affect your workouts a little bit. So it makes more sense to me to have both shoulders equally sore than just one. When one side is sore and the other isn't, it throws me off worse. So I would always split the dosage in between the two muscles. So if I was going to shoot, you know, my biceps, I'd split it up, one on my right, one on my left. And I always did it equal. And I just felt, you know, like it was better to have both of them sore, both of them inflamed, rather than just one side. So that's just advice I'm throwing out there. People have asked me about that. And there are times when you can take a shot and, you know, you hit something, or, you know, who knows, and it becomes more inflamed than normal. So, you know, there's a lot of times people say, Rich, I have this knot on my shoulder and, you know, I don't know what to do. And it's like, there's nothing you really can do. You can ice it, take anti-inflammatories, massage it, and wait for the swelling to go down, you know. But in the meantime, they usually wear a t-shirt or, you know, a long sleeve shirt and cover up because they don't want people to see that, you know, to see one shoulder all inflamed. A lot of people, you know, would accuse that person of using synthol, you know, even though it's steroids, which, you know, steroids can have the same type of effect. You know, if you're shooting a large amount in a certain muscle, that muscle is going to swell and it is going to appear, you know, bigger and rounder for temporarily. So you see, you know, a lot of people will be wearing t-shirts when they're training or so forth because they're having that issue. I have just switched completely over, and probably for the last at least 10 years, I've just been shooting my glutes, you know, and you know, they say you need to shoot up high to the side, right? And the sciatic nerve runs, you know, kind of where the, you know, about an inch or two outside of the crack of your ass. So they always would say, stay away from the crack of your ass, you know, always be outside, and higher is better, you know. So up high to the side is what everyone would say. And what happened is when I would develop scar tissue, because when you shoot that same area
every time, over and over again, you know, eventually you build up scar tissue, and what happens, it becomes rather difficult to stick the needle in that area, and it also becomes difficult to push the oil into that area as the scar tissue gets thicker. So I would slowly start to move the syringe around, and I would go, you know, to the side, but maybe a little lower, and then maybe a little lower, and then maybe more, a little bit here, and I played around, and you know, from my experience, you can pretty much shoot everywhere in the glutes. You just don't want to go to the middle, and that's where the sciatic nerve is. That's pretty much the danger, and the glutes is hitting the sciatic nerve. But most of the time, the sciatic nerve is much deeper than the 1.5 inch syringe you're using, or some people an inch. You know, it's more 2, 2.5, 3. You know, it's deep, so it's very difficult to hit it even if you tried. But my advice is you definitely, you know, you stay away from the middle, stay to the outside, but high, middle, lower, you know, I'll shoot all the way down to the bottom of my glutes where they reach my hamstrings, and never had a problem. So I only shoot in my glutes nowadays, and that's why I can wear tank tops every fucking day, and you don't see, you know, one shoulder more swollen than the other, you don't see any black and blue, you don't see any, you know, you don't see anything. You don't see band-aids on my fucking arms, you know. Because I don't shoot anything, you know, in those areas. Now, back in the day, you know, when I was, you know, possibly doing 4 shots a day, you know, then, you know, I would have, you know, this shoulder be swollen, and then this tricep would be swollen, you know, so it was all fucked up, you know, and so I'd be like, fuck. So I'd wear a t-shirt that day, you know, I was like, fuck, and so it was like, fuck this. So now I just shoot in the glutes, and people are amazed, or a lot of people don't believe me. They're just like, how can you shoot, you know, just in the glutes? And the thing is, I'm not shooting anywhere near, you know, what I did back in the day. So, you know, if there comes a point when you're shooting so much, you can't just shoot in the glutes. It's an impossibility, you know, it's just, you can't do it. So I still, when I shoot, I will split up my dosage, and I'll do it equally on both sides. Now today I did 1 cc, so I really didn't see the point in splitting that up and doing doing a half and a half, because that's just so minuscule of an amount. I don't think I'm going to have any kind of problem with that 1 cc. Now, people out there that are going to shoot in specific muscles, I can tell you the best muscles to shoot in, and you know where you'd want to shoot in that muscle. Now, as far as, I would say the second best place to glutes would be shoulders. Most people would say thigh. I would say shoulders is my second favorite place, and I would go for the side delt. The side delt, I think, is the best. The rear delt is a very close second as far as the best place in the shoulder. The rear delt, no pain. I usually don't have any kind of a weird, you know, shape or inflammation, or, you know, that usually happens more in the side delt than the rear delt, depending on how much you're going to put in. But I would say, so glute first, second, side delt, third, rear delt, and I would say fourth could be quad. The reason for the quad is it's, you know, one of the largest muscles, and you know, it's less chance of having problems in a larger muscle. So quad, but you know, for some reason, man, when I used to shoot in the quads, it seemed like the quad hurt more than any other place. So that's why it wasn't one of my most popular places. I'd usually do the shoulder before the quad. I'd do the tricep before the quad. Now on the tricep, you don't ever want to shoot the outer head. You want to stick to the inner head, which is the long head. That's the big meaty part of the inside of the tricep. You know, the part that's kind of up against your lat when your arms are down. You don't ever want to shoot in the outer head. The outer head is that little tail on the outside, and you know, you can actually run into problems shooting that area. So I definitely would recommend never shooting the outer part of the tricep. Stick to the inner, which is the long head. Now, as far as the biceps, I would say that's not the best idea. You can, I used to, you know, back in my teenage, you know, 18, 19 years old, I, you know, came up with that theory that, you know, side injecting was going to make that muscle grow faster. And I came up with that on my own, because that wasn't out there wasn't internet, there wasn't fucking magazines, there was nothing about steroids at that point. I mean, Dan Duchesne came out with the, you know, the little handbook that was like 6 pages long, and that was the first information ever released on steroids, and that was about this time. So nobody was talking about it. It was something that popped in my head that, well, shit, because I noticed shooting in my glutes when I was a teenager that my glutes seemed to, you know, get bigger, but it was just the inflammation, you know, of taking that much stuff all in the glutes. My ass would get huge, and I was like, well, fuck, you know, if my ass is getting bigger, this must work for my arms. So I started injecting everything in my arms, you know, back in the day, believing that, you know, the side injecting might make them grow. I actually believed it did, and I did it. I probably side injected for about 2 years straight in my arms. And so, again, side injecting does not make the arms grow. It's just going to cause them to get inflamed and get swollen temporarily. I think everyone out there knows that. But I still get asked the question. So triceps, the inner head, bam. The biceps, I would say, avoid, you know. I don't think it's the best place. The reason being is I think shooting your biceps is going to cause a little bit of scar tissue. You're putting a needle in your bicep, you know, and when you train back and you're training back heavy, I think that it's not the best idea to be shooting stuff in your biceps and then doing a heavy back workout. You know, it's, in my opinion, I think you're taking a risk that's unnecessary. And also the bicep, you know, when you do shoot stuff in the bicep, it will give the muscle a watery kind of, you know, not the best look. And it's very possible for, you know, one bicep to get more inflamed than the other, you know, and it's going to look kind of odd to have, you know, an odd shaped bicep, you know, for a week. So I would say I would avoid the biceps. And as far as the lats is actually a good place. You lift your arm up and just go right, you know, right in the side there. And it's a huge muscle. You don't really feel it, and it doesn't really seem to affect my workouts. So, you know, I would always suggest splitting the dose, you know. So if you're going to take 3 cc's, you do 1.5 and 1.5. Calves, I think, is probably not the best idea. It's a small muscle. There's a lot of things that hit in that area, but I used to shoot my calves. And let me see, what else do we got? Chest, I don't know, chest just seems it seems like we're just going a little too far. Like, we don't need to go quite that far. It's just the way I see it. The chest is a large muscle, and it just seems odd that when you're injecting, you know, a certain amount of oil in the chest, it seems like it's just going to give an odd look to the chest, you know. My personal opinion, I would say it's not necessary to inject in the chest. It's not one of the best places. So recap, I would say glutes #1, side delts #2, rear delts #3. I'd say probably lats is #4. Let me see, and inner head of the tricep, I'm sorry, not the inner head. Yeah, the inner head, the long head of the tricep. And then last but not least, the quad. That's what I would say. And most people, you know, rotate the injections, you know, so they just keep going down the line and keep rotating, and therefore doing it that way, you're not going to build scar tissue in the area because you're not doing shots as frequent. So you shouldn't have a problem with that. And if you're massaging that area right after you do the injection, you're not going to have any kind of you know, lumps or inflammation or problems. Everything should be fine. If you ever do have a problem, the worst thing you could do is put heat on it. A lot of people, that's what they believe, and that's what makes it feel better. Whenever, you know, something like that happens and it's sore and it hurts, you put heat on it, it feels good at the moment. But 2 hours later, it's going to be twice as swollen and hurt twice as much because heat causes inflammation. So I know it sucks to put ice on things. It's uncomfortable, but that is the best choice. So if you do, you know, get a huge knot or swollen, it's hot to the touch. If it's hot, that means it's infected. Now, just because it's infected and it's swollen, maybe, you know, huge, like a softball, you can still fix it on your own. I've had some, in my years, I've had some pretty, you know, bad problems in that area, but I've always been able to handle it myself. So putting ice on it 20 minutes at a time, every couple hours throughout the day, taking anti-inflammatories. Massaging it will help tremendously, and it might take up to a week for it to go away once you start this kind of therapy. But the worst thing you can do is go to the doctor or go to emergency. The first thing they will do is they will slice it open and drain it. That's the first thing they'll do, you know, and that's not necessary. Does not have to take place. So everyone I know that has called me on this issue, I explained to them, you need to do this, you need to do that, and the next day I'll talk to them, I'll be like, what happened? They'll be like, oh, I went to emergency, and I'll be like, they cut you open, right? Yeah, I have a huge scar. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you have a huge scar? Like, you just ruined that muscle. I mean, you just ruined, I mean, in my opinion, I mean, that's just, you know, it's a big deal, I think, is to have a big scar on that muscle. So, just to let you guys know that with heat, anti-inflammatories, and massaging it, usually, from my experience, I've always been able to fix it myself. So anyway, guys, I hope this helps, and I need to get my ass up and get back fucking to work, God damn it.
Okay, cardio time, God damn it. All day you may. 20 minutes is the goal. Last time what I do?
An hour and 8 minutes.
An hour and 8 minutes, what the fuck? Well, that means I don't have to do it for fucking 4 days. I'm already caught up. No, shit don't work that way, right? Does shit work that way?
It certainly doesn't for me. I gotta do an hour of cardio every day.
Alright, so I'm gonna try really hard to do 20 minutes. Put on 10, 10's a little high. Not ready for 10 yet. I guess you're gonna have to cut the camera because you're gonna have to do your cardio, right? Mm-hmm. How much are you gonna do?
I usually do 45 in the morning, and then like in 45 or to an hour when we go to the Powerhouse gym. So.
Alright, I guess go do your cardio.
Alright. See ya.
Okay, vacuum time, goddammit. So let's do some vacuums. We did 3 sets of what, 10 seconds? Mm-hmm. So I think we're sticking to that. 3 sets of 10 seconds. Ooh. Actually, I'm already getting used to it. It wasn't that difficult. I did it 3 times yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. And you know what's funny is it is sore. I can feel the soreness, but when I'm actually doing it, it doesn't hurt as much. All right, you ready? Mm-hmm. Set. Oh, yeah. Okay, I felt that one. Are you doing your vacuums, goddammit?
No.
You're not doing yours? What the fuck is that? You gotta do your vacuum. You gotta go along with this shit. You're doing the cardio. You're doing the diet. You're doing the workout. Vacuums.
Okay.
Come on. What's your waist measure?
26.
20 what?
26.
26.
26.
What do you think you get your waist down the smallest possible?
23. So it would be the same size as your arm?
23. You think you have 3 inches to lose?
Are you kidding me? I feel like I have like 10 inches to lose.
Come on. It's funny because my mom's waist was the same size as my stepdad's arms.
Your mom has a tiny waist. What was it, like 18 inches?
Something. I think it was like, I want to say, I think maybe his arms were 20 and her waist was 20 maybe.
Damn.
I'm guessing. But it seems like his arms were bigger than that. Yeah, his arms had to be bigger than that. Because he was 6'3", 290. What the fuck? I think he had 22-inch arms, she had 22-inch waist.
Wow.
So if you got your arms at 20, if you got your waist at 23, you do the same with my arms.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I lose another 15 pounds, my arms are probably going to go to 23. Because this is 23 and a half, and this is like 23 and a quarter, I think. So this one will probably be, this will be 23 even, this will be 23 and a quarter. I'm going to get down to 250. Let's weigh me. Everyone always asks on my weight.
Wait, that's not right. I gotta go to 250.
Oh my God, but you're not
Oh, here we go.
50.
All right, there's 270. 271. God damn, what the fuck?
You trying to get bigger now, Rich, or what?
No, I'm trying to get smaller.
So, yeah. We're trying to get down to 263 or something like that?
I want to, believe it or not, my ultimate goal is 240.
240? Really?
Yeah, that's my ultimate goal, but I start feeling skinny and I chicken out.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm 271. 271.
All right, meal number 1. Just got done doing cardio, stretching, vacuums. Now I'm eating. You know, a lot of times I usually like to have a shake. You know, it gets in my system fast, it's quick, it's easy. Real food shake, god damn it. But felt like eating some food. So pull out a 5% meal, pop it in the microwave. You know, 2 minutes later I'm eating. It's fucking so convenient. I just can't. I don't think I could ever go back to shopping and cooking Tupperwares. I could never do that. I mean, there's just no way. I'm so spoiled. And that's the one thing, anyone out there, if you plan on, you know, having a meal prep service cook your meals for you, just remember, there's probably no going back. I mean, once you get used to that luxury of having the food there and not having to grocery shop, not having to cook, Tupperware, it's like, fuck, man, there is no better luxury I can think of. So keep that in mind. If you're going to take that step, you know, it's fucking hard to go backwards. And I couldn't see myself ever doing that again. The next step, I think, is I hire a private chef that fucking cooks my meals fresh every day for me. But I don't see that happening too soon. Maybe one day in the future. But so I weigh 271. And so the next couple of days, I should be dipping into the 60s. And like the lowest I've ever been, you know, in the last I don't know how many years was 265. So, you know, I would say within the next week and a half, I'll be dipping down to my lowest weight, you know, get down in the low 60s. So that's going to be awesome. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this shit. Hopefully the meals are easy. You know, it's not hard to stick to. You don't really feel like you're dieting. That's the best part. That's the beauty of it. So after this, I'm gonna fucking get cleaned up and fucking head to the gym. So let's fucking do this, damn it. Okay, so showered up, ready to go to the fucking gym and really get this day started, god damn it. Right, babe?
Yes.
This is when things really get started. Pre-workout, god damn it. Post-workout, sick ass headphones that I'm so excited about with the crazy ass. You haven't heard my headphones yet, babe, right?
No.
Oh my god. And Louis Vuittons in the house. And the reason I'm a little excited is that I gotta tell you guys that it's pretty impossible to find Louis Vuittons in a size 15. That shit doesn't exist. Trust me, go look. Doesn't exist. Let's get the fucking show on the road. Can't wait to figure out what music I'm gonna listen to. Small little things like that in the world excite the fuck out of me. The workout music I listen to when I train. That's what I'm talking about. So let's do this. God damn it. All right, so we are headed to the gym. Right, baby?
Yes.
So what are we gonna train?
I don't know. What do you want to train?
Fuck, I can train pretty much anything. I think Paul's gonna be there, so I might train with him. I don't know. Would you want to train with us?
It depends. I don't train traps or chest.
You're like, not really. So, what's the name of the gym we're going to again?
Prison yard?
Prison Yard.
Sounds like the perfect place for you, huh?
What?
You're
Why
gonna go
me?
to fucking prison yard and train with fucking 2 guys. And this guy's name is Max. So today's workout, we're gonna start with flat bench press. You can use the free weights or machine, whatever you choose. My shoulders been giving me shit, so I use the hammer. So we're gonna superset that with biceps. So we go straight from flat bench press to preacher curls. And I'm using the hammer preacher curl machine. You can use this or you can use free weights, whatever you choose. Now remember, a superset, you're going from one exercise right to the next with no rest, no break, just from one to the other, straight through. So straight to preacher curls, and then after preacher curls, I take about 1.5 minutes, and then I'm going to hit it again. And we're going to do 4 sets, and starting with 20 reps all the way down to 12 reps. This is a high volume pump type of workout. So the weights are going to be moderate, just going for a great pump. And then after preacher curls, we're going to go over to cable flies, which this is one of my favorite. The way I like to do them is I put my feet together and I imagine that I'm lying on a bench doing dumbbell flies. So I don't step forward, I just stay right in the middle, bend down, just like I'm lying on a bench. I bring it together and I squeeze every single rep, big squeeze, very important. And this form I find is far better than, you know, what most people do by stepping forward and you have the weight constantly pulling you back, having to use your core, you know, to hold you in place. This is much easier. You can concentrate, get a much better squeeze, much better pump. So again, it's a superset, so you go straight to dumbbell preacher curls, no rest. And on this, it's going to be 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps on the preachers. The cable flies was 16 to 20 reps. So again, no rest, one to the other. Next chest exercise is decline press. So this is again high volume, shooting for 12 to 20 reps, get a good pump, and then straight to a machine curl. And this curl you'll probably never see in any gym. This machine is probably 40 years old, but it's a great machine. And you know, it's similar to what Larry Scott and a lot of the top pros way back in the day used. So again, high volume, high pump, and go for the feel. Next chest exercise is incline. And right from there, superset with bicep cable curls. And you know, it's very important to squeeze every rep. Then I'm off to alternate hammer curls, cross the body. And this really hits the brachialis. It's a kind of seldom used movement, but I throw them in every once in a while. And then I'm going to just regular straight hammer curls, one arm at a time. One arm at a time, I'm able to concentrate, get a good squeeze, and just working one at a time. And then my last set is 30 reps, arms together at the same time to get a crazy pump. And that's it for the workout today. So chest and biceps supersetted. Again, no rest between sets. So anyway, go for the pump, high volume, and fucking kill that shit. Okay, it's fucking shake time, god damn it. So right after the workout, get those carbs in there, fuel those muscles, fill them with glycogen, and keep that crazy pump fucking going. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm fucking starving. Got behind my meals today. Fucking man, eating's the hardest part, people. We know this. The hardest part of this is the eating. The training we love. You know, everything about it is great. The eating is the hardest part. But gotta keep pushing forward. You gotta get those meals in. You gotta make a pact with yourself that I will not go to bed until I get all my meals in. Simple as that. There is no, you don't have a choice. There is no choice. The choice
is to be the best. And to be the best, you can't fail one day. Every day counts. So, gotta keep those meals up. I'm eating some eggs, sausage and cheese. Fuck yeah. This fucking keto diet is awesome. I'm getting fucking lean, getting ripped, and eating some good ass shit at the same time. Can't fucking complain. So the workout was awesome. That gym we were at, awesome. Pretty much had it all to ourselves. A couple friends that invited me and did some fucking chest and buys, and it was a good workout. It's a great place, and I got to just continue on my workout. Didn't get interrupted, didn't talk, didn't shoot the shit, just had a great workout. And we're gonna be going there more often, you know. And don't get me wrong, I love talking to people, meeting people, taking pictures with people, you know, but then sometimes on the other hand it's nice just to go in the gym and just fucking focus on your workout and, you know, have no distractions. And that never happens for me, but I'm not complaining. Again, I wouldn't have it any other way. I enjoy everything about what I'm doing, and wouldn't change it for the world. So, but we'll be going back to that place, right, babe? You like that place?
Yeah, it's really cool.
They only got one step mill, but they used to have a step mill, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, and the dog Max, oh my God, he's awesome. I was having a good time with him. So I got one more meal after this. Just gonna do some work, but I'm only eating 4 meals a day, man. Not even really 4 meals, right? And gotta get in the groove, you know. Get in the groove and be upping it to 5 and then upping it to 6, and you guys know the deal. And just make it everything a little harder every day. Put just a little more work in every day. Get a little bit better every day, and just try to live the rest of our life making every day a little bit better than the day before. And if you can manage to do that shit, imagine where the fuck we're gonna be 20 years from now if we can make every day just a little bit better than the day before. Little bit better in every fucking way. Our life becomes a little bit better. Imagine where we're gonna be 20 years from now. A lot of people out there are like, fuck, I'm happy with my life. I got a great fucking life. I can't complain. Well, no matter how good it is, it can always be a little better. And that's what we should always be aiming for. You know? No matter how good you look, you can look a little better. And that's what keeps us pushing, keeps us going. And, you know, and we're never satisfied. Everything could be a little bit better. So that's what we keep pushing forward every fucking day. So anyway, guys, I'm going to finish this meal and fucking get to work. It is food time, damn it. Can't wait. What's for dinner, goddammit?
Chipotle.
Chipotle. Chipotle. Can't go wrong with Chipotle, right? So, Chipotle keto, no rice, no beans, right?
Yes.
Meat, salsa, sour cream, guacamole, and we kind of think the cheese is something up with the cheese, huh?
Yeah, I think it's just a filler. Like, if you try to eat it by itself, it doesn't even taste like cheese.
It's a trip because their guacamole is really good quality. Guacamole is more expensive than fucking cheese, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why would they chintz on the cheese? And I guess because you can chintz on the cheese and get away with it, right?
Yeah.
That's fucked up. I remember when they changed the cheese. I remember the day they changed the cheese. I remember that shit.
You remember the day they changed the cheese?
I remember the first day I noticed that shit. It was a long time ago. And I said something to the manager in Northridge, and he told me that they changed the grater because the cheese.
Oh yeah.
When they changed it was thicker than it was. It used to be a little bit thinner grades.
Right.
And it's every motherfucking restaurant got a fucking chintz on their shit, you know. Find a cheaper fucking supplier, make a little more profit. You know, saving pennies on the pound, you know, equals fucking millions in the long run. But, you know, not necessarily, because when people find out you chintz, they'll stop eating there. But their meat's still good quality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sour cream's still good. The guacamole's still good. The salsa's fucking good. Fresh made every day. So, you know, it's still good to go.
I'm convinced that if we had a Habit nearby, we'd be eating at the Habit all the time still.
Yeah. They'll bring one out here sooner or later. I'm sure St. Peter, Tampa. Probably Tampa will have it first, right?
I would assume so.
Yeah, probably Tampa will have it then, probably. They should be getting one anytime. The next 6 months, Tampa will have a fucking Habit. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. They have one where in Orlando and Fort Lauderdale, right?
Yeah, they just got one in Orlando.
Yeah, so there you go. So. Should I back into space? We notice a lot of people here back into their spaces. I don't know, it's kind of something I just kind of noticed that, I don't know, you know, I don't really notice, I never noticed in California, but here a lot of people, they go and they back into their space. Like at the gym, everyone backs into their space. And
I don't know, maybe because they're like on the run and they want to be able to have an easy getaway.
Fuck out quick, huh? I think it's more showboat in their car. Like, look at my car. You know, it shows their car off better. That's my opinion. Because it seems to be the little bit nicer cars that do that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know. It's a fucking pain in the ass back in your car. Jeez, right? All right, you ready for some grub? Get our grub on, goddammit.
Ready.
Let's do it. Oh my God. They are chintzing so fucking bad. Is that even a word, babe?
Yes.
Chintzing? I don't know if you guys, they are just, oh my, the portions are fucking unbelievable. Must have just had people go through and regulate all the food and show everyone, okay, now we're gonna do this. It's like, what the fuck? Man, they're just like giving you hardly anything, right? Am I right?
Yeah, I had to ask for extra meat this time, and when they gave me extra meat, it was like part of a scoop and then
on every single thing. Usually they don't care about the
even
salsa.
the salsa.
Yeah, usually they don't care. They just, you say, can I get a scoop and a half? And they give you a scoop and a half. Today it was like they gave me like a half a scoop, another half scoop, and I'm just like, no.
And don't get me started on the guacamole situation.
Oh, I told him, I said, just give me what you normally get, whatever it costs. I don't charge me whatever. Just like, come on, man, serious? Charge me double guacamole. It was bad. They sat there and like spent 5 minutes trying to get
A little bit.
Yeah, get a little bit. It's like, oh my God. Now that other girl, I don't want to get her in trouble, but you know who I'm talking about. We're just here, I don't know when, and she hooked us up. Just gave us normal shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, they were chintzing so bad.
You just can't get over it, huh?
So bad. Well, because people are going to see this video, and then people are going to pay attention when they go, and they're going to be like, holy shit. Because see, I think I pay a little more attention to that kind of shit than other people because I'm a food maniac. You too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, everyone kind of pays attention. Everyone got their motherfucking eyes
food is
glued
so
on their bowl when they're getting their
expensive.
bowl made.
If I'm gonna spend like $10 on something, I better get $10 worth of food.
Oh man, that was crazy.